end. He's got the outside line for the second spot, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello and good time of day to everyone out there. Hello and welcome to Watkins Glen for the FMA series here today. We are now under qualifying, so as the drivers continue to put down some quick lap times here in the Gen 4 cars, we are looking forward to some crazy action here at the 2.45 mile road course. 7 turns, some of them relatively higher speed, some of them more technical. You got your hard right into turn number 1, where we're going to see quite a bit of shaking and stirring. Potentially a lot of passing opportunities there, a lot of contact opportunities as well. Track opened in 1956, which is a fun fact for anyone who didn't know that, like me. Reading that here, what I did know is that there's 7 corners. We were talking about turn 1, then we go into an uphill S's, which is a fun part of the track. If you nail that, you feel like you are flying. Once you get up on top of the S's, you go down a short straightaway into the bus stop. This is one of the more technical spots of the track. You're going from full throttle, hard onto your brakes, and you're cutting into a right, then a double left, and then into a long, I believe that's called the carousel, but I could be wrong. But into a relatively longer right-hand turn, into another short straightaway, into turns 6 and 7, which is a left into a right. Then that brings you back down onto the start-finish line. There on the straightaway at the bottom, that little orange line is your marker for that. The blue is your sector, if you're curious. But we have 18 cars here today for the FMA Gen 4. series. Jacob D. Wilson, our current top driver, he scored in at 603 for the season. Chase Motzko in second place there at 594, so really close behind. William Gay sitting there in third, just 3 points behind Chase Motzko. So it's a really tight battle for the top three. Nathan Fuller in fourth, who is a little bit further back off of William Gay, but still in a manageable position. And we are still relatively early on. This is after 4 races of 12 on the schedule. Right now, our team points is Threshold Motorsports sitting on top with 2,037 points. Trailing in a little bit behind them is Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest Racing. I love the name. Absolutely love it. Rectum Racing is sitting in third. Major Motorsports sitting in fourth. Wanghoff Racing in fifth. And Oath Racing in sixth. We're here for 25 laps of grueling lefts and rights. So this is going to be a fun thing. And if you were not aware, my name is David Forch, and I'm here alongside Kobe Jordan, my wonderful producer. He's going to be the one pulling all the strings while I talk about it. Right now, we have 15 cars on the board qualifying, leaving out only 3. So we have less than a minute remaining here. Oh, I'm sorry. We're here for 35 laps, and then we're going to Darlington next week, which is one of my absolute least favorite tracks on iRacing to race on. But I love watching everyone else. And in the Gen 4, it is a fun beast to tame. And speaking of the Gen 4s, this is going to be kind of a blast in the past. I feel like this is probably the best car to bring here at Watkins Glen. It's going to be the most fun and most challenging for these drivers. Right now, we are waiting for everybody to get ready to grid. We'll have your grid set pulled up here in just one moment. Right now, though, some really fast times. Drivers are getting around this track at as quick as 1 minute and 11 seconds, and some are as slow as 1 minute and 19 seconds. So we're going to be seeing quite a bit of difference in adaptability. A lot of these drivers are used to turning left in these cars. Coming into a road course, you're really going to see who is an adaptable driver. As everybody is now starting to grid, we will get ready to pull up your starting grid for you today. Starting in row number 1, you have that 05 ride of Brock Morris. He was our quickest with 1:11.145. Sitting in second position on his left side will be Ryden Housden. In row number 2 on the right side will be Adam Brady, the number 20, with Ryder Poe in the 036. Next one. In row 3, in position 5, will be Nigel Steele with Jacob Wilson to his side in 6. Row number 4 is Chase Motzko with Matt Mars. Row number 5 will be Nick Biddy in the number 32 with Ted Newman in the number 31 to his left. William Gay in position 11 in row 6 with Jacob Williamson by his side. Jacob Williams, I apologize. Jess Hamby in position 13th for row 7 with Brandon Thompson in the number 15 to his side. Row number 8, we have Cody Deek in that beautiful number 16 with Paul Wetline in his side there in 16. Row number 9, Mark Ozier in 17th with the 117 ride, and then in P18 is James White in the 888. That, my friends, is our field. They're going to start rolling down the track now. They have quite a bit of time to go before they make it around. It's going to be about 2 minutes here, so we're going to take a quick moment and look at these beautiful rides. Just get ready to rock and roll for 35 laps around this 2.45 mile 7-turn road course. I am seeing some really good looking cars out there. This is probably one of my favorite body styles that NASCAR has had. Aside from the obvious 80 models, I think as far as becoming one more uniform body style, I think this is one of the best and beautifulest, I guess you could say, body styles. And these cars are just fun to drive. I remember back in the day when these were the go-to cars. They were very difficult with the tire model they had, and even with the updated tire model and all the updates they've had, this remains one of the most fun cars that you can get a hold of. And throwing them onto a road course is one of the best feelings you can have. They are now coming out of turn number 5, which is the carousel. They are slowly but surely making their way into turn number 6, which is followed by turn number 7. And then they will take the green flag, and turn 1 will be the most exciting opportunity for these drivers. This is where you can make big moves at big risk, but the payoff could be worth it. Just highly depends on what everyone else is thinking, and you never know until it happens. So here they come out of turn number 7. That pickup truck is going to be making a hard right-hand turn down pit road. Everybody's going to get ready to rock and roll. Green flag is in the air. We are ready to go. 35 laps of racing here at Watkins Glen. Paul Brock Morris able to come out strong so far on that right side of the number 98. Coming out of turn number 1. A couple cars taking it wide, but so far clean. But that allows Brock Morris to come out on top through the S's, powering onto the throttle. Beautiful movement. Love my favorite part of the track, one of them out of 3. They're going to go down this straightaway into the bus stop, hard onto the brakes. This is another opportunity for a lot of the drivers to make moves here. They're going to be able to outbrake their opponent and just kind of dive it in and swing through the bus stop there. Now coming through the carousel, Brock Morris in the number 05 going to be our race leader. Ryan Housden in the number 98 running in second so far. Good clean effort by everybody out there. Looks like the field is kind of getting a nice even spread between each other. Coming through turn number 6 now, preparing to take the final corner, number 7. Number 98 of Ryan Housden is not giving up at all. He's going to be continuing to follow Morris in the 05 down the front straightaway. This is where you can make up a lot of ground or lose a lot of ground, just depending on your braking capabilities. Hard onto the brakes into the right-hander. Gonna come out a little bit wide there. Gonna take advantage of all that runoff. Gonna bring in some heavy momentum up into the S's as we look at the number 34 of Matt Mars. Beautiful looking Reese's Chevy there. One of my favorite candies and more than likely favorite paint scheme of the night so far. Still love to see that Dr. Pepper ride though. Body styles just complement these sponsors. I don't know why. Hard through the bus stop. Big mess up by the number 8 there of Nigel Steely. That's going to give the opportunity to Matt Mars in the number 34 to come out on top. For position 7 there. They're going to be coming down that little straightaway into turn 6. Once again, another opportunity for these drivers to outbrake their opponents and close in a little bit or make a move as we see some action developing right behind them. The number 8 of Nigel Steely under fire by the number 32. Once again, they're side by side coming out of turn number 7. Hard down the straightaway, taking lap number 3. Hard onto the brakes and into the right-hander of turn number 1. Unable to make anything happen there. They're going to go single file up the hill through the S's. So far, everybody doing a good job keeping the race clean. I haven't heard of any problems so far, but we are still relatively early in the event today. We are lap 3 out of 35, so quite a bit of real estate for these drivers to still go down. Looking, I believe we're going to be looking at the number 1 of Jacob Wilson there in the Interstate Battery Inspired ride. love that paint scheme. That was back in the day when I was a Tony Stewart fan, and by partnership of that, I had to like Bobby Labonte, one of my favorite paint schemes out there back in the day. Making me sound old, but I'm not that old, I promise. I've just been watching NASCAR for quite a few years here. So far, everybody doing a good job keeping it clean. Look like the number 16 of Cody Deek in that Greg Biffle National Guard inspired Taurus. He's trying to make a move on Ches Hamby in that number 51. Coming into turn number 1, the number 16. Oh, trouble for the number 15 of Brandon Thompson there. He unfortunately swung it out pretty wide. See if maybe we'll be able to get a replay of that going for you guys. But a hard impact into the tire barrier, forcing him to get a tow. As we take a look again, going down into turn number 1, just hard onto the brakes, and it's really easy to overshoot this corner if you miss your timing just by a little bit, and then too much speed and hard impact into the tire barrier. That's going to be a devastating blow to the number 15 team. But we're going to keep an eye on them, see if maybe they're able to get it going and come back out there. As we have more action to the number 34 and the number 32. Matt Marsden, the number 34, is holding off the number 32. As we take one more look at the crash there for you. And the number 32 is looking to try to make moves aggressively on Matt Mars there. As you see him looking into turn number 1, not able to make anything happen under braking. This is for P9 right now. 32 able to get a better exit out of 1 going into the S's. These guys are giving it quite an effort right now to try and make things happen early. They know that they got to make some moves as they're sitting there in P9 and P10 respectively. Going down the straightaway into the bus stop. Once again, an opportunity for the number 32 to close in on that gap. Unfortunately, not able to really make that happen just yet. Now through the exit into the carousel. Able to hold on, but not really make up too much ground. We'll keep watching them and see if they're able to make anything develop there. Checking in with the race leader, the number 05 of Brock Morris. He's up to a 2.5 second lead off of Ryan Housden. He's doing a great job so far, and so is the number 98 there. So we continue to watch the 34 and the 32 battle out. Adam Brady sitting in our 3rd position. He's 7 seconds back off of Brock. So not a lot of competition as we see the number 32 actually blink in and out. A brief technical issue as they work side by side coming out of turn number 1, coming up through the S's there. The number 34 able to maximize more momentum on exit and really able to just kind of defend through there, but looks like the 32's doing a really good job at reeling him in and getting a better entry in middle, but not able to really do much on exit for the number 32 there. We'll continue to monitor this, just given continuing with the top 5 here. We got Ryder Poe in 4th. He's 10.1 seconds back off of Brock Morris in that number 05. So not really much going on there right now, but still really early on. We do have to stop for some fuel, I believe. So we might be seeing some strategy come into play. Jacob Wilson in that number 1, currently sitting in 5th position. Ooh, a little bit of trouble for the 117 of Mark Ozier. He overshot turn number 6 a little bit, but he's able to salvage that. He's now looking to try and make up some momentum from that loss. Not a huge deal if you overcut some of these corners, but there is a pretty fine line for these drivers where they're going to start racking in off tracks. And you get too many, you're going to get disqualified. We got the number 8 right now trying to make moves on the number 31. If we could do... Whoa! Trouble for the 31 and 8. They are around right now. Ooh, lock it down, number 8. Good job by everybody there. But yeah, that was some aggressive running there. Coming into or out of the carousel rather. Gonna take a look at it. You see them bumper to bumper. They're really kind of giving it all to each other, and then the 31 just over throttles and wiggles, gets into a tank slapper, then taps the number 8 and just turns them around. No caution flag for that, just a localized slowdown. They are back at it. The number 8 and the 34 coming into the pits, but the number 34 with some real problems trying to get into pit road there. He really messed that up coming into number 7 there. He had too much speed as we look at him coming into 6, carrying all that momentum into turn number 7 there. Hard onto the brakes there, hits the rumbles into the grass. Kind of comes to a slide, overcorrects it, and a hard hit for the number 32 of Nick Biddy there. That's not what you want to be into, and that's not what you want to see. That's going to be a very impactful day, especially for the number 32 of Nick Biddy. His front bumper currently hanging on as we look at the number 14 struggling there, getting into the grass. And that should be a slowdown penalty for cutting the course there, but looks like he's going to make some ground up, try to lose it in the corners, try to keep himself as protected as he can there. 32 of Nick Biddy looks like he's going to stay out and run it the way that he is after making that heavy impact into the number 34 of Matt Mars, but not sure how that's going to affect him in the long run there. That it's not really an aerodynamic track, but it does help you in your corners as he blinks out of existence for a quick moment. Some technical difficulties for the number 32 ride of Nick Biddy, but we'll keep an eye on him throughout the day. Currently sitting in position 8 and P8, so not too bad there. Top 10, but a lot of sparks is coming out of that car. I'm not sure if other cars are sparking as much as him, so that might be a huge problem here in the near future for him. We see the number 31 here. We're looking to the back bumper of, well, the back spoiler of the 31 of Ted Newman. Currently sitting in P8 now as he made a nice pass on the 32 for position. And we have the number 036 here of Ryder Poe. He's trying to build some distance off of Jacob. Whoa, never mind. That's going to hurt him. Oh, that's going to be detrimental to his run. There's, woo, almost more trouble. Oh, he's having trouble getting up. Oh, hard impact for number 26, giving him some air off the ground. Just over throttle from the 036, making the car unstable. And just a continuous trouble, extending trouble there is, that's going to be extensive for the number 26 of Chase Zilla. Hard impact to his right side and a hard impact to the left side as well. He's kind of just riding along in that number 26 Dr. Pepper ride. That's difficult as the number 16 is having the number 117 working on him. Relatively good lap times from everybody that I'm seeing here. A lot of these drivers working on consistency rather than hot lapping. Some drivers trying to hot lap more than being consistent. But so far, everyone's kind of spaced out and are working their own races right now as the number 036 of Ryder Poe has finally made it to pit road. The number 26 there as well, Chase Zilla. He decided to pull in and get some maintenance done to that vehicle after that heavy contact with 036 and the wall. The number 16, Cody Deeg, also coming into pit road right now. So this might be the beginning point of our pit cycle here. Lap 12 out of 35. Still a long way to go with Brock Morrison, the number 05, our race leader. He's been using as much real estate as he can coming out of turn number 1, giving him the best entry into the S's on the uphill onto the straightaway before the bus stop. Ryan Housden in the number 98, still 4.5 seconds back in second position, with Adam Brady in third, who is 16 seconds off the back bumper of Brock Morris. Jacob Wilson still holding strong there in the top 5, sitting in position 4, 20.5 seconds off of Brock. So he's got a lot of ground to make up in order to be able to be in contention for a race win today. Currently, the biggest threat to Brock Morrison is Brock Morrison himself or Ryan Housden, who is currently in the process of losing time off of the leader. But you can see here through some of these corners, he's able to maximize quite a bit and shorten that gap between Ryan Housden and Brock Morris. So anyone's guess right now, still early on in the race, still a lot of real estate for these drivers to make up. They can make a mistake and lose everything, or they can just come through and absolutely execute. Looks like we have a little bit of concern for Brock Morris in that number 05. He has slower traffic ahead of him. The number 3 right there trying to hold off as much as he can, but unable to do so. Paul Wentline now is a lap down as Brock Morris sets his sight ahead of him to try and chase down the number 8 of Nigel Steele. Coming into turn number 7 now. This is going to be a concerning moment for Brock Morris. He's got to worry about the car ahead of him and ensuring that he's able to maximize when he catches him to make a move to not lose as much time as possible. But also, there's a concern that there's a reason these drivers are currently right under fire for being a lap down, is, you know, they may be prone to making a mistake, or they just might not be performing to the best of their abilities. So there's a liability, a probability of a mistake happening, and you have to be ready to be able to avoid that. As the number 3 is in pit road there, getting some service on that beautiful looking Chevy. The number 26 is back out there. He's currently trying to make up some ground. He is currently sitting in 9th position, almost a lap down. So he's going to have to step it into overdrive, be nice and consistent, and execute his way away from the leaders. As you remember, a lap time here is about 1 minute and 14 seconds, as fast as 1 minute and 11. Just highly depends on how hard they're running. So some of these drivers really close to becoming a lap down. We're going to see how that plays out here as the leaders are right behind them. You can see them, that bright green car there in the right side of your screen, now off screen. That is our race leader of the number 05 of Brock Morris. They're all right there in turn number 1. 51 now under fire. He's going to go a lap down, as well as the number 8. Now Brock Morris is looking at the back bumper, that Dr. Pepper back bumper of Chase Zilla. This is going to be one of those moments where Chase really has to step it up and make sure he's hitting all of his marks and he is improving each lap if he wants to just stay away from going a lap down, because the truth is you're not really going to see a caution here unless it's a big track block and the admins feel nice. We're not really going to see it. A lot of localized cautions, which is just really slow down and be ready. So we're not going to see a lot of pace car action here today. So this is going to be really bad for that number 26. It's going to be a continuous downhill fall for him unless something big happens to Brock Morris. But so far, Brock has been really consistent. We're lap 15 going on to lap 16 out of 35. So quickly running through these laps, everything's going to feel like they drag on if you're in that car. If you're watching, it might feel like a relatively quick race here, but you can't forget that this is 7 turns left and right. Not the most corners on a race, circuit race, I will admit. You know, it's relatively low in the turn count, but you're used to 4 corners and turning left. This may not be your normal game, so this is where real adaptability comes in and shines as they go through the bus stop. As the leaders go through the bus stop, we're looking at the number 75 there of William Gay, who's currently sitting in 5th position. He's fighting hard to gain as many points as he can throughout the season. Right now, he's looking to try and beat every single driver out there to help maximize what he can come out with on top for the season. Right now, coming up the hill through the S's, doing a good job right now. Swings out a little wide to the left. That's going to give him a less than optimal entry into the final bit of the S's, but looks like he doesn't sacrifice too much time as he's trying to chase down the number 16 of Cody D. This, though, is not for position. The number 131 coming in pretty aggressive there. He's also looking to see what he can do. He is currently not... Let me check something here. Okay, that's the number 31 there, I believe. Yeah, right behind the 75, right? I apologize for that. Ted Newman in the number 31, looking to try and work his way around William Gay for that 5th position. So he might be able to get something done into turn number 1. He's pretty far back, so it's going to come down to some really aggressive braking if he wants to make that happen. No, he's taking a more conservative route, going to try to build up as much momentum as he can through the S's. You see him kind of take it out wide so he can arch it a little bit better into that right-hander. Nice and clean up against that curb, which allows him a pretty good left hand into a nice little right. He's getting really loose out there. I'm watching those hands in that number 31 go left and right. He's really loose. He's really trying it as you see him looking on the inside of the number 16 going into the bus stop. Real aggressive. That's going to upset the 16 as he gets bumped by the number 34 there in through the bus stop there. That's going to be a bad time. Yeah, that's not what you want to see, and that's something that's really concerning. If you're just kind of there as an innocent contender, as we take a look at it again, coming into the bus stop, just both drivers take the right side into the bus stop, which requires a 16 to brake. It comes out in front of the number 34 and nowhere for them to go. They get out of the way and reset themselves and continue on. But that is rough. I'm sure if you're Matt Mars in the number 34, you're pretty upset at that happening. But if you're William Gay in the number 75 or Ted Newman in the number 31, you don't really care as we see some very brief 3-wide action. The 32, I believe, in the number 26, Dr. Pepper, Chevy are coming through 6, now into 7. That is for position. Number 26 able to make something happen there, and will take the spot over from the 32 of Nick Biddy. Back looking at the number 75 of William Gay, who is currently once again holding off position 5 from Ted Newman into the bus stops. Newman able to close in quite a bit through there, optimizing his braking and momentum. Now into the carousel, able to keep it nice and tight to that curb, trying to tuck himself into the draft of the number 75 as they shoot off into that short shoot into turn number 6. Hard onto the brakes for both drivers there, trying to build up as much distance as they can from each other. Not really able to make it or break it for either one coming into turn number 7 there. We're going to be coming now into pit road. These drivers aggressively with each other, coming down to get their service taken care of on lap 18, going on to lap 19 out of 35 here at Watkins Glen for the FMA Gen 4 Series. That will shuffle the race lead over to Jacob Wilson in that number 1 Chevy, who's coming out of turn number 5 now, so just out of the carousel. And it looks like the number 51 of Chess Hamby with a black flag on pit road. That is very unfortunate for him. That's going to put him back even further than he already is, as he is sitting in position 11, 1 lap down, and he is currently coming into the bus stop. The leaders are on the straightaway, so rough time for Chess Hamby. As we take a look now at the number 1 of Jacob Wilson, he's currently being scored our race leader. He is currently coming up through the S's. Position second is right behind him. That's going to be Brock Morris, who we do know, I believe, did pit actually. He's coming up through the S's now, looking to try to reclaim the throne for position 1. Jacob Wilson coming out through the bus stop. He's been putting down some pretty quick times lately. He's been running about 1:13, so not too terrible for him. We take a look at the number 51 of Chess Hamby. He's coming into the pit services. Yep, he's currently going to take another lap down, taking care of that penalty, but we have tire smoke and a car off the track. The 888 of James the Weapon White. He took quite a bit of an overshoot into turn number 1, locking up his tires, coming out very wide and into the escape route of turn 1 and hard into the tire barrier. Looks like he's going to be able to continue on there. He's currently sitting P16, 2 laps down from Jacob Wilson, who is our current race leader. Coming through the carousel now, he's up in his mirrors as Brock Morris is quickly coming up on the back bumper. 3.5 seconds right now, but that is quickly shrinking corner by corner as they're coming into turn number 6 and 7 now. A little bit of an aggressive exit from 6 for the number 1 of Jacob Wilson as we have trouble. The 75 of William Gay nosed into some water barriers or sand barriers there at pit entrance. We're going to take a look at that. He just takes it a little wide and gets into the wall and spins down in front of the safety workers there. Front bumper looks like it's severely damaged, so he's going to take his opportunity and come down pit road and get that service. Looking back at the number 1 of Jacob Wilson and the 05 of Brock Morris coming down that straightaway into the bus stop, hard right into a sweeping left there, right into the carousel. 1.1 second gap. Now a 1 second gap between Brock Morris and Jacob Wilson. Brock is absolutely demolishing that space between them. It is going to take no time at all to see Brock Morris contesting to get right back up on the throne. Jacob Wilson looking into his mirror, I'm sure, coming through turn number 6 now. Might be an opportunity to stop and get some fuel and tires as he's tucking in nice and easy to the right side. He's staying within the pit commitment area. He sure is. Jacob Wilson taking that opportunity to come down to get his service taken care of. That will cycle Brock Morris in the 05 Chevy to the race lead. Coming into turn number 1 now, he's going to take that opportunity, take it nice and easy, come swing wide and take that beautiful entry into the beginning of the S's. Now into the left-hander, going to take it nice and tight, setting himself up for a beautiful turn there as we take a look at the number 14 Me ride there. Oh, hard hit. Nosed it right into the wall for Jacob Williams in that number 14. He's truly channeling the true chaos of that Cougar. He's going to be out of the race with that severe damage. Jacob Wilson now coming out of pit road. He is going to be scored in 3rd position right now, coming out about 40 seconds off the back bumper as we have chaos for the 036 machine of Ryder Poe. He slid out. Ooh, looks like even more trouble going on ahead. We're going to see what we can get for you guys. Looks like the 117 of Mark Ozier had some significant damage. If we can get that spooled up here in a moment. Lap 24 out of 35. Oh, looks like the 51 missed his entry into the bus stop, had to slow down and take that penalty. Or is he waving off? Nope, he's going to keep going there. As we take a look into turn number 1 here, these guys still battling hard. Ooh, there's a little bit of a slide there. And yeah, this is going to be the replay for that happening. We can see the 117 get going right there with no front bumper, and looks like heavy, significant damage to the front left of that ride. As we watch him come into turn number 1 here, he's going to overshoot his corner, dive into the grass to try his best to avoid everybody else. Hard, significant race-ending impact to the front left of that ride. He's not able to really get going. He's in the pit road. As we are back now live with the race leader, the 05 of Brock Morris. He's been doing a stand-up job today. He's been one of the drivers to watch. It is his race to lose at this point. As long as he continues executing, he's not really going to have too big of a competition. Ryan Housden, he's been doing an equally dominant job in his own regard. He's currently sitting in position 2nd, where he's been most of the day. 12.9 seconds back off of Brock. He's been able to kind of keep himself in a good little spacing between him and Brock and the car behind him. So he's kind of put himself in a nice secured 2nd place as well. He should be proud of that so far. But I almost wonder if he can kind of pull out a little bit more and make something happen. Jacob Wilson in the number 1 funneled back to 3rd after the pit cycle. He's doing a good job holding strong. He's been a fast driver all evening as well. Coming through 6 into 7 is Brock Morris. We are going to be just under 10 laps to go here at Watkins Glen in the FMA Gen 4 series. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a quick moment. We're going to watch this beautiful action or cut to a commercial. That's up to the producer, but we will take a quick break as we take a look and rest up for an exciting finish. Welcome back to the FMA Gen 4 series. We hope you enjoyed that ride around Watkins Glen in that number 26 Dr. Pepper ride of Chase Matsko. He is currently in 7th position, 1 lap down. He's doing a good job managing after some incidents happening earlier on. He received significant damage to his 26 ride, so he's doing a good job there. So far, Brock Morris been our dominant guy out there. He's currently leading 14.3 seconds off of Ryan Housden in the number 98. He's been holding on strong all day in 2nd place. He's really not been able to do too terribly much with catching up to Brock. He's just been doing more of a managing job today. Then we got Jacob Wilson in the number 1. He's 50 seconds back. He's actually in dangerous position of being lapped down by the number 05 of Brock Morris. He is about 20 seconds from getting lapped down, so he's got to keep his heads up with him, because right now position 3 is coming through the carousel, which is turn 5. The race leader is in the bus stop, which is just before turn 5. So Brock Morris is making really good ground up on all drivers on the track. Ryan Housden is the only driver who's really able to put himself on a relatively level pedestal. We take a look at him now in that Lucas Ford. He's coming through the bus stop now too, so he's not too far off the back bumper of the leader. So he's doing a good job hanging in there. Everyone else has been just kind of managing their own race the best that they can. Some of these drivers have had some significant damage done to their ride, so they're unable to really do more due to that. But right now, it's really a 2-man show out there, with 1 man really riding most of the chapters. As we take a look at the 26, taking it wide out of turn number 6 and into turn 7. That's going to give open air to the number 98 of Ryan Housden in that Lucas Ford. Nigel Steele in the number 8 is going to be a lap down in 6th position. So that's going to put us with only 5 cars on the lead lap. And we're looking at the number 98 now, who's coming up into the S's at this very moment. And that puts the race leader pretty much a little bit more than a straightaway ahead of him. But just ahead of the race leader of Brock Morris is the number 31 of Ted Newman, who is in 5th position. He is in dangerous territory right now. Is the 31, if we could take a look at the number 31 here, he's currently coming in turn 7 now. He's coming out onto the straightaway, and right behind him, that green car is the race leader. So there's only going to be 4 cars on the lead lap in a matter of time here. So just absolute dominant work, and this really gives me the vibes of classic NASCAR. This is back in the day when true driver skill just kind of shines at certain tracks, and road courses are constantly one of those tracks, and it's super fun to watch these guys go at it. Ooh, the 98 of Ryan Housden had a very scary moment there coming out of turn number 1, I believe that was. Yeah, he got a little bit squirrely, but he did a good job saving it, so not much concern there. As we continue to watch the number 05 of Brock Morris, he's hunting down that number 31 of Ted Newman. He's taking no prisoners today. He's doing everything he can to maximize his track position out there. So he's coming into turn number 6 now. Into 7. You can see him just close in as much ground as he can in corner entry as he makes a nice move to the left of the number 31. That's going to put 4 cars only on the lead lap. That's Ryder Poe in the 036, who is currently 1 minute and 7 seconds back off the back bumper of Brock Morris, which means he's under fire here in just a moment as well. In fact, Ryder Poe is currently coming out of the S's, and so is the race leader. They are going to be meeting here in no time at all. You see him entering the bus stop, and then there is the race leader entering the bus stop as well. 4 laps to go here. It is now almost like a challenge for Brock Morris. How many drivers can he put down a lap before the race ends? Right now, it's looking like he's going to be able to attack the 4th position of Ryder Poe in the 036. He's a minute and 7 seconds back. Jacob Wilson in the number 1 is just under a minute back, so almost 12 seconds away from being lapped. If Brock Morris continues this momentum, he's going to be able to lap at least everybody up until 3rd position. Coming down into turn number 1, hard under the brakes, onto the right-hander, taking a nice sweeper out to give the best entry available for the S's. Going to keep it nice and tight up against that curb, shoot himself out into a nice left-hander against the curb, into the final right, up against the curb once again, full throttle out. He's looking to chase down Ryder Poe. Three laps to go here. It's coming down to execution, as we see that was the 888 of James the Weapon White. He overshot the bus stop there and unfortunately had to slow down quite a bit. As we take a look at that, comes in relatively nice entry, just a little too hot, too much speed, and just couldn't make it, turn left and shot himself over to the right and had to slow down and allow others to merge. Coming to the line now with 2 to go is Brock Morris in that 05, hard onto the brakes into the right-handers. We got a car off right there, the number 16 of Cody Deek. You see him merging behind the 05. Hard impact. Well, actually, let me take a look at that. Yeah, significant impact for the 16, but he's continued to keep it going there as Brock Morris looks at the back bumper of the 4th place driver of Ryder Poe going into the bus stop. Brock Morris now maximizing as much as he can on entry, carrying as much momentum as he can through the carousel there. Looks like he's doing a good job at doing so. 036 though with a better exit, able to kind of compete, try to keep himself on the lead lap. Not that there's really too much about it. You're not going to get a caution that's going to put you in contention to be a leader, but you do still want to try and finish on the lead lap for, I guess you could say, argument's sake. Coming out of turn number 7 now onto the straightaway, gonna be the white flag in the air. Brock Morris in the 05 going to be looking to clutch in this victory. Hard onto the brakes into turn number 1. This is going to be the most important 7 turns of Brock Morris's race tonight. He's got to execute, and he's got to execute well now on the back bumper of the 4th place driver, Ryder Poe, up into the S's. Really close to the back bumper there. He's able to make momentum work for him. 036 bails out, moves to the left, allows Brock Morris to continue his run. Right now, Brock Morris's only competition is Brock Morris himself. Ryan Housden in the number 98. Lucas Ford is 20 seconds back almost, 18.2 seconds back. So he's not really much competition. So right now, Brock Morris just have to make sure he does it and does it right. Coming up to the final 2 corners, barreling hard into turn number 6 is Brock Morris, hard onto that left-hander. Swell swoop out onto the brakes. Final corner here, turn number 7, back onto the throttle, looking up, looking at that checkered flag, wiggle for the 05, but he's able to take home the race win here today. That was phenomenal driving, with Ryan Housden also coming out of the final corner to come in 2nd place today. What a good job by everybody involved. They were able to keep it clean. A couple incidents here and there, but I mean, that's part of racing. These drivers really gave it everything that they could to put on a show. And while they were spread out apart from each other, anytime they had to interact, it was absolutely respectful and sometimes just downright hard racing. as we take a look at Brock Morris out there celebrating his well-earned victory. We get ready to pull up the results for you so we can get through and let you guys know where all of your favorite drivers have finished. We just got to wait for iRacing to finish scoring everything and give us the updated results. I don't think there is a single corner after the race that Brock Morris was not drifting in. He's absolutely stoked to come out on top here at Watkins Glen. We take a look at our standings here. Obvious Brock Morris in that number 05. He's coming out as our race winner today. Ryan Housden in that number 98 Lucas Oil Ford. He secured himself a second position with Jacob Wilson in that beautiful Interstate number 1 coming out in third place finish. Our podium, hard-earned podium by every single driver, that's for sure. We have Ryder Poe in 4th, Ted Newman in 5th, Nigel Steely in 6th position with Chase Matsko in 7th, Cody Deek in 8th, Nick Biddy in 9th, William Gay rounding out our top 10. Cody Deek in the 16 car is our hardest charger today, gaining up a total of 7 positions. No surprise here, but Brock Morris, our most laps led award winner, 32 laps uncontested. He also single-handedly put down the fastest lap today of 1:11.254. He also secured our pole position, so beautiful job there. 2 different green flag lead changes, which makes us having 2 different leaders, and that was, of course, during the pit cycle. What a beautiful showing. What a beautiful run for everybody here at the FMA Gen 4 series presented by Chase Zilla Customs. This is Racer Nexus coverage, and we will be back to talk with our podium finishers.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are here with our 3rd place finisher, that beautiful looking number 1 Interstate Chevy. Jacob, what a beautiful run out there today. Good job managing the racecraft and the track itself. How did it feel out there trying to run it for 35 green flag laps?
Oh, it was pretty good overall. Tire wear was definitely a thing tonight with these cars. It was definitely skating around a little bit before I made my pit stop. You know, I just tried to run a clean race tonight. I didn't think I had anything for Brock or Ryan, but I knew the best I could be was 3rd, so I was just trying to, you know, hit everything perfect. I'm not sure what happened to the 20 car. I guess he disconnected. I don't know if he had internet issues or what, but I think he was going to be my biggest competition for 3rd place. I was going to do a little bit different strategy. I was going to run it until I had no more fuel, but once he backed out, I just went ahead and pitted once Brock caught up to me. And so, you know, it was a solid race, good points night. I think we'll extend our lead in the points pretty big. I'm not quite sure who's in second coming into tonight, but you know, it was a good solid race. The road courses, you never know how they're going to go in a stock car league, so overall it's good.
Very nice. Yeah, it was a blast watching each and every one of you guys out there. What do you think it would have taken for you to be able to have more competition for Ryan and Brock?
Probably about 1 million more laps. But other than that, I don't know. I just got to practice more on these road courses. I'm pretty solid, I think, compared to the average stock car driver. But they're pretty good road course ringers. So I just need more experience, more lap, more practice.
Absolutely. Well, Jacob, you got anyone you want to give a thank or a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank all my sponsors that support me in my real racing. Circle W Farms, the No Names, Fourth by Dennis, Victor Fuel, and then I just thank all my guys at Revved Up Racing. Brock's a big help with us over there. And so, everybody that watches these every week, got a lot of family and friends that tune into these. So I got to thank all those guys for supporting me.
To hear it. Thank you everybody for giving love and support to Jacob Wilson, the driver of their #1 Interstate Batteries, coming out strong with a 3rd place finish. And Jacob, thank you for your time. All right, we are going to get ready to pull up Ryan Housden here in the number 98 Lucas Ford. Ryan, it is David up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey David, I hear you.
Sweet, fantastic run out there. You were one of the strongest contenders for 2nd place today. How did it feel out there for 35 green flag laps?
It felt good. The GLEN, pretty fun run, and I was hoping I was going to be a little closer to Brock. It seemed like I could run similar times after about 5 or 6 laps on a run, but he was just so much cleaner at executing, and that gap just grew and grew, and it's hard to stay focused once he's like 10 plus seconds up. So coasted around a 2nd and had a lot of fun doing it, so it was a good day.
Yeah, it was a beautiful workout there. It was fun watching you guys. What do you think you could have done differently to try and give Brock more competition today?
I think I was pushing a little too hard. I slid through a few corners and the gap got big, and then I had a little bit tougher time, I think, with lap traffic. I'm not as comfortable passing and making moves on guys, I think, as Brock is. He's quite good at this. But I think just need a little more practice and more time in the seat. Hopefully close the gap a little bit.
There you go. Well, you still put on one great showing out there. I mean, we're going to be shifting up gears and pages on the book. We're going to Darlington next week, if I'm not mistaken. How does the 2nd place help you with moving forward to Darlington?
Sure. And Darlington is one of my favorite tracks. I don't know. We'll look forward to that one. It's tough. It's a real driver's track. You got to be patient. Moves can be hard to make, but tires wear pretty heavily, so you can make stuff happen on a longer run. I like Darlington, so yeah, I'm excited for that. 2nd place will give me a nice little shot in the arm to go give it a shot there.
Absolutely, yeah. Darlington is definitely more of a technical track on the schedule. But do you have anyone you want to give a shout out to or a thank you to for?
Yeah, shout out you guys for putting on a broadcast, and league admins for letting me join. This was my first race in the league, but it was a good time, and hoping to make some more starts as the season goes along. Thanks to my mom, dad, everyone at home. Shout out to Brock. He was the one that invited me along to try to give it a shot and see if I could make him sweat a little bit. I thought I was going to do it, but I fell a little short, but I'm still pretty proud of the performance. And yeah, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Absolutely. Definitely should be proud of that. Thank you for your time today. That was Ryan Housden in the number 98 Lucas Oil Ford. Came in 2nd place after 35 hard-fought laps. But we are now here with the race winner, Brock Morris, in that number 05. Brock, how do you feel right now?
Feel pretty good. Race went pretty well, about as smooth as it possibly could have. So, yeah, went great. Feeling great.
Yeah, I mean, it was an absolute dominant showing today. Just lap after lap, you were just out there executing. Not many mistakes that I saw. Beautiful job on the execution there. But how did it feel for 35 laps knowing that you were your own competition at that point? that it just took one moment.
Yeah, I mean, with these cars, they're so on the edge all the time. It's pretty, it's a fighting yourself kind of, like you were saying. So yeah, just trying to minimize mistakes, maximize long run speed, which kind of just brings everything down to like 8/10 pushing instead of 10/10 pushing. And so yeah, just doing laps, getting past lap cars as safe as possible, maybe not necessarily as fast as possible, but all worked out in the end. So yeah, very happy about it.
As you should be. I mean, so we're looking at, while there are a couple high-speed sections, we're going from, more technical left and rights to a technical track of Darlington. How do you feel that this win is going to help transition you for a positive momentum gain?
Yeah, Darlington is a track I really love. Never have gotten too lucky there, but hopefully next week I can break my streak of losses there and finally get a win. But yeah, it's like you said, 2 technical tracks, so using a lot of brake there and just putting it up close to the wall like we were here at Watkins Glen.
Absolutely. Some notes to definitely take over to next week. Congratulations once again on your race win. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, a thank you to, or anything like that?
Absolutely. I was hanging out with Jacob, Ryan, and I just in the voice chat, so it was really cool to get a 1, 2, 3 of all of us there. So we were talking the whole time about best ways to run through the race. So shout out to those guys. It's Ryan's first race with the league, actually. So shout out to him specifically too. Like to thank Juicy Spider Studios, Highside Podcast, Kettering University, Kettering Esports, and then FMA for putting this deal on, and then you guys up there for broadcasting it. You do a great job.
Beautiful. Well, I appreciate that, my friend. Congratulations once again, coming out on top here at Watkins Glen.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here for 35 laps of Watkins Glen here with the Freedom Motorsport Alliance group in their Gen 4 series. I am David Forch here with Kobe Jordan. Thank you guys for taking the time out to enjoy the show that these drivers put on. Thank you for supporting Racer Nexus through our coverage. We wish you guys the absolute best, and thank you once again for tuning in for some 35 hard-hitting laps. Have a wonderful day.
Move on the map, what you gonna do when you have